now go live to Catherine Lanphier at St. Augustine Memorial Hospital. Catherine?
David, the staff here says they haven't seen anything close to the sheer volume of casualties. Badly injured, very frightened people are pouring in, no exaggeration, by the hundreds. And we're told that most of the injuries are bites, not gunshot or stab wounds, as we were led to believe earlier. Just a few minutes ago, we spoke with one of the doctors that has been on call since this morning when the patients arrived.
We have seen cases of complete digit, finger extraction, deep throat laceration, even a large section of flesh torn away as if by a rabid dog or wild animal.
We've been told by nurses there have been complications.
Almost all wounds have shown immediate infection. Many have went into toxic shock. One patient...
Have there been fatalities?
Excuse me, please. I'm sorry, I have to go.
I was coming home from work, and I saw this woman in the road, and she was moaning or something, so I went out to go see. I thought she got hit by a car or something like that, and I went to go reach out to help her, and she bit me in the arm, scratched up my face, and I just took off. And
doctors are still at a loss as to the reason behind these attacks, and the situation doesn't seem to be improving. The past few minutes, I've seen 4 ambulances and several cars pull up with victims seeking emergency care. Whatever's going on.
The President wants to make it perfectly clear that this is not a case of bioterrorism. No such agents exist in the arsenal of any nation or known terrorist group. He also wants to stress the need for calm and the respect for law and order. The quicker people can get off the streets and into their homes, the quicker the appropriate federal and state agencies can reach these troubled areas. Although a further call-up of reservists is on the table, our current overseas military assets will remain in place to reassure our allies that this is a minor, containable situation that we expect to see fully resolved in 24 hours or less.
That was Press Secretary William Kaplan with the first official statement from the White House a little over 30 minutes ago, stressing calm and what he assures us is a fully containable situation. I've just received word from my producers that a tape showing one of these random attacks has been dropped off at our studio. I'm being told that the tape contains graphic material and violence, and viewers should be advised. That both Istanbul and New Delhi are reporting sporadic outbreaks of violence, similar to those here at home. And clearly this is no longer an American... We're just getting a picture from our BBC correspondent. Over to Trevor Hanna in London. Trevor?
We're in Notting Hill, a part of London. Who knows if this report will ever be transmitted? Communication is at best limited. The city, it seems, is being overrun with man-eating creatures, and...
They're coming!
Run!
Like most stations, we're experiencing technical problems with our satellite connection, but we'll try and follow this situation and bring you up-to-date information from the other side of the globe as it comes.
Leave now! This is a restricted area! Yeah! I told you to get out! Leave now! Move! Out! 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 Turn that camera off! Get back!
we transmitting? Are we transmitting? Point the camera at me. Point it at me. Just roll. Okay, things are out of control down below. The city of Los Angeles is like a war zone. These creatures, these zombies or whatever the hell they are swarming the city. People are dying in the streets by the thousands. And the freeways, right now the freeways are hopelessly clogged. There is no way out of the city. We had to come up here into the Hollywood Hills just to find some refuge. I think we're safe for the moment, but I'm not going to stay long. Right now, the LAPD has pulled out of South Central Los Angeles entirely and is trying to form a defensive perimeter around Beverly Hills. But I don't know how they're going to stop these things. If you're hearing me, stay away from Los Angeles. The city is out of control. The city is lost. Avoid Los Angeles at all costs.
A state of emergency has been declared in the United States of America, including all overseas dependencies and the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. For reasons yet to be determined, the bodies of the recently deceased are returning to life and attacking the living. The scope of this epidemic is now reaching global proportions. The President has sent to Congress a package of initiatives which will be explained by the Secretary of Defense, Mr. Martin Emery. Mr. Secretary.
As of 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the President has declared the continental United States under martial law. A nationwide curfew of 7 p.m. tonight has been put into effect, and any citizen caught outdoors between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. is subject to arrest and detention without counsel. All reserve military personnel and National Guard are ordered to report for immediate deployment. All law enforcement, firefighting, and emergency personnel will be federalized effective immediately. All communications facilities, including the use of landline and cellular telephone facilities, will be reserved for military and rescue operations. In order to halt the spread of this contagion, our nation's borders to Canada and Mexico have been sealed. No longer seek shelter in private residences, no matter how safely protected or well stocked. Retain all ownership records of private property, but do not attempt to transport or defend said property. Rest assured, looters will be prosecuted with deadly force, as will any attempts at vigilantism or secessionist political activity. No questions.
That was the Secretary of Defense with the announcement that the dead are somehow coming back to life. And I got, do we have those rescue stations yet? Well, find them, please. I need those rescue stations. Fine. You know what? Fine. I'll get them.
I'm Tracy Ellen from Channel 17 News, and this is a breaking news bulletin. The world as we know it appears to be in chaos as numerous reports of zombies pour in from across the globe. Experts say that the virus is not airborne, so the only way to get infected is to be bitten.
You know, this is about the time everyone panics. But, you know, there are actually a few easy tips you can follow that will help you survive the zombie apocalypse.
Appears to be infected. And remember, aim for the head.
The first thing you need to know may sound like a tired old cliche, but it's very important. It's exercise. You see, zombies are walkers, not runners, but they're dead, so they don't run out of breath. You just want to make sure that you're in tip-top shape so you don't end up somebody's supper. Now, another thing to remember, whether you're working or playing, you never want to let your guard down. We've all heard it before. They just come out of nowhere, people say. Well, this is what I like to do. Mirrors. I have them everywhere. That way these nasty walkers can't sneak up on me. That brings me to my next point, weapons. You definitely need some firepower, but the sound of guns frightens my songbirds and shakes up the hummingbirds. Of course, some zombie experts recommend a baseball bat, but for me, there's nothing like a beloved garden spade. You see, it has a nice cutting edge and a broader sweet spot and longer length for greater protection. Of course, you're going to want to clean this up as soon as you can because you don't want to leave a mark on your lawn. Now, this next tip is self-explanatory, or at least I hope so. You see, you have to have food and water, certainly, but you also have to protect it. That's why I use electric fencing. You know, electricity can be very effective, and you can pick up these electrical fence chargers at your local farm store. Hey, not only are you protecting your food and your water, but this can be a source of entertainment, hours of amusement. Ooh, good one. Now, you might not think this last tip is important, but trust me on this one, it really is. You see, when the zombie body count begins to stack up, so does the aroma and the stench. So that's why I always plant plenty of fragrant flowers. You see, zombies are basically just rotting flesh, so they produce a lot of odor. To mask that odor and bring a nice fragrance to the house, try planting some of these beautiful flowers. They also look great around the house. That's nice. You know, the best laid plans of mice and men often don't work out. So as the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. And make sure you subscribe to eHow Home.
Warning signs of the infected: bleeding from the eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and all other orifices, lack of pulse or heartbeat, appetite for living humans or animals, especially brains. This is a special report. Zombie Apocalypse Update.
Current estimate in the U.S. puts the number of dead at over 10 million. But this is, many would consider, a wildly conservative estimate. Regarding the entire world, I can't even begin to give you a number. One bright spot to report, we now have a tape of what to do if you should find yourself assaulted by a reanimate. Can we roll that?
Okay, he's down. Now, 5, 4, 3, Kurt!
He's up!
1!
He's up!
Ladies and gentlemen, in the background, Brett will now demonstrate on an actual Romeo Lima Foxtrot both hard and soft points. Brett, go ahead.
If you're going to shoot him, if you shoot him in the leg, it'll slow him down. It'll bring him to his knees and go right back up. You shoot him in the chest,
easy, watch it, Brett,
that'll
watch
slow him down, but he'll still come back. There's only one place to deal with this monster. You shoot him in the head, right in the head, between the eyes. That's how you get him.
Watch it, Brett. Stay on him, guys, stay on him. What we're going to be doing is working on a female zombie. A little bit different. If I anticipate this right, she's going to be coming out. Give me a female! Okay, watch very carefully. Hey! She's down, coming. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Watch, guys. Everybody clear? All right. Some of you males may find this somewhat disconcerting to have to engage a female of the species. I did. It took a long time to get over it, but it's necessary. This is 3, mind you, multiple suspects coming from opposing directions. This is not fun. This is scary. You'll all go through it. Stay with me. Watch very carefully. Okay. Kurt, are you on? Yeah. Fred, you on? Handlers, Tom? Anybody, sir? Okay, stand by. Cut him loose. Okay, bring it in, guys. Stay on him. Stay on him. Watch, they're getting up. 3, 2, 1. Clear! Clear! Ladies and gentlemen, what you've just seen here is not pretty. I don't enjoy this. I don't think you will either, but it's a necessary evil, if you will. I don't know anything else to tell you about this.
Lucas, are we on? We're on.
Yeah, we're still on.
It's been confirmed from several sources that the destruction of Shanghai and Hong Kong were the result of thermonuclear explosions. Whether set by the Chinese government, a rogue faction of the Chinese military, or the Russian government in their promise to aggressively defend their borders is still not and may never be known. Within the next hour, we will be transferring responsibilities to the emergency broadcast system. We believe, although this has not yet been confirmed, that the President and his cabinet have already left Washington, D.C. for an undisclosed, secure location. We now have an audio, some would say, final audio message to the American people.
My fellow Americans, this republic faces a crisis like no other in its history. While the lights across this great land dim and the darkness of an uncertain future descends, let us not forget the words that led our country through another great challenge. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. We will endure, we will rebuild, we will drive away the night and warm our children in the dawn of a new day. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Honey, I'm coming home. And get the kids ready now. I'll be there soon.